welcome to Storm Reads, and today I'm coming to you with a book haul. This was an unexpected book haul. I went to the library today, and while I was there, I decided to check their cart they have, because they have like this small cart that they have books for sale, and most of the time I can never find anything that I'm interested in, but I decided to check it out, and I think a lady must have unhauled all of her like really old romances and things like that, because I found a lot of really interesting things. I've been watching a lot of romance booktubers lately because I'm just like really in the mood for like romance. I don't know why, but my mood really shifts like every 2 or 3 years. There's one genre that like stands out, and it's the one I want to read the most of, and I feel myself kind of going from the like intense like horror type things and stuff like that back to romance. I don't know why, but also I think it's a nostalgia thing. Maybe I'm feeling really nostalgic, but a lot of these older romances and stuff like that, they really remind me of my mother and what my mother used to love to read. And she's been passed on now. It's going on 19 years. And now and again, I get a little nostalgia. And these just remind me of my mother. And I think that's why I wanted to grab them. And I've also heard about this one author from, I can't remember her name, but I think her booktube name is Libraries and Labradors, or Labradors and Libraries, or something like that. Anyway, I've seen this author on um, her channel. I can't talk. On her channel, and so when I seen a whole bunch of them, I decided to grab them and see if I will like them. And so we'll see how that goes. I've tried to put them in some sort of a publication order, and I do believe this is the oldest one that I found. Well, within these, I did put them in little categories of authors and stuff. This one's just by itself, and I think this one's from 1981, and I just really like the cover. It's called The Duchess of Asherwood by Mary A. Garrett. And it says, the stakes were high, and she was the ravishing pawn in a deadly charade of love. But anyway, oh, sorry about that. But there it is. I think it's got a really pretty cover, and that's pretty much why I picked it up. And look at the back. The back is really cool. And it says, you will be my duchess, declared the dour Duke of Asher, but never my wife. So, I'm curious. I don't know, but it sounds cool. Historical romances are like my thing, so I'm interested in this. That's the only one from that author that I found. Then I found a couple of Jude Devereaux's, and they're within the same series. I think the one I got the first and like maybe the third, I think it is. And this is called The Velvet Promise. And it says, all of England rejoiced over her wedding day, but Judith vowed that her husband would get only what he took from her. And I know this is, I think it's like a quartet of books within the Montgomery books, because it's had something, when I looked it up, it was a Montgomery / Taggart book in this series, but then it was also like book number 1 in this other series. So it's kind of one of those things. Yeah, because this has about Gavin Montgomery. So we'll see. And then other one I got in that series is called Velvet Song. And it says, they were both outcast by a harsh decree, and on the brink of a shared destiny of passion. So, I don't know, sounds good. And I like Jude Devereaux. I have read some of her books a long time ago. I I grew up reading romance, and then I got out of reading it, but so I remember reading a lot of Jude Deveraux, but I never got through all of her like Montgomery type things, so I don't know. Okay, anyway, next up is the author that I was talking about, and I'm not really sure how you say her name, and I've heard the other lady talk about her all the time, but I think it's Lavelle Spencer. Anyway, this is the Hellion. And if anybody's read any of these books, please let me know what they thought of them, whether they loved them, hated them, thought they were just okay. You know, I'm always curious to see what everybody else thinks. And this one's got a cool little step back. Oh, there we go. Everything. It says, 2 hearts, worlds apart. And it says, Rachel, the image of elegance, social standing, and beauty, has barely recovered from her husband's death when the wildest, most passionate flame of her youth steps into her life once again. So, the Hellion. The cover's really pretty. And I think this one was, yeah, it's the oldest one I think I got from her was 1984. And either that or it was this one, and I put them in the wrong order because I'll do that. Because this one looks really old. Nope, it was that one. This one's just a little bit more tattered. This one is called Years by the same author that I can't pronounce her name. I'm going to have to listen to it over again because I cannot pronounce it. Lavelle Spencer? I don't remember. Anyway, it's got a really kind of cool old style cover. It says, the sweeping plains held the promise of a lifetime. We'll see. It's kind of a, maybe a little bit westerny type, maybe. And then I got Morning Glory by the same author. And it says, Love in a Stranger's Eyes. So, in a town, they called her Crazy Widow Dinsmore, but Ellie was no stranger to the ridicule. She had been an outsider all her life, growing up in a boarded up old house under strict eye of her eccentric grandparents. Now she was all alone with 2 little boys to raise and a 3rd one on the way. So this one takes place in the summer of 1941. So this one's historical, but not like way back when. Too far. I mean, it's way back when, but like not like in the 1800s or whatever. So it's got pretty color with the flowers. And another one by the same author is Forgiving. And it says, there's a place in every heart for forgiving. So it's a first time in paperback. It's got a step back. It's kind of cool. And I do believe this one is kind of a western. Yeah, she came to Deadwood, a rough and tumbled western town, with an ambitious dream of starting a newspaper. But her journey had another purpose, to find her sister and mend the family ties that were severed years ago when Addie left home with a hardened heart and without an explanation. And it says, the thought of the headstrong woman turning his town upside down riled Marshall Campbell to no end. But there was something about Sarah that the lawman found irresistible. Inside, he longed to treat her like a lady, but outside he'd keep up his ornery image and give her a rocky welcome to town. So that one sounds like it could be kind of fun. Okay. I like westerny type ones. And then this one, I found her Discord channel, and they just recently read this. I think this is their May pick. And so I thought it was pretty cool that I found it there. And it's the Endearment. And it's got a pretty step back too. The light shining on it. There we go. And this one is Secrets of the Heart. Anna, hoping to escape the shame of her street urchin life in Boston, Anna Reardon plots a desperate scheme to become Carl Lindstrom's mail-order bride in the beautiful and dangerous frontier of Minnesota. So, sounds like it'd be cool. And it seems like a lot of people are liking it in the Discord. I've just kind of been like checking on what they're saying, but like being careful of spoilers. And then I remember my mother reading this lady, and so I seen a whole bunch of them, and they're kind of more in the vein of a lot of things that I like. They're some of them are kind of like historical, but they're like suspense and mystery, and that would be Victoria Holt. And the oldest one I have from Victoria Holt, I think it says it was published in 1967. Yeah, so this one is from 1967, and it's called The King of the Castle, Victoria Holt. And I mean, look at that, like, really cool classic cover. It's just really cool. And it says, she came alone to the legend-haunted chateau, the castle of the notorious Comte de la Taille, deep in the wine country of France. From the moment Dallas Lawson arrived, she sensed the atmosphere of tension. She did not know that her arrival was a threat, that they did not want her in their midst, probing dark corners of the family mansion, lifting the dust of old age family secrets. She should have turned and run, but Dallas Lawson knew when she set her eyes on the king of the castle, the handsome Comte, that she would never leave willingly. She didn't know that if she stood a good chance of never leaving at all alive. So, sounds pretty cool and right up my alley. Really can't wait to get to some of these. And then this one is called Spring of the Tiger by Victoria Holt. And it's got a really cool classic looking cover. And it says, a scandal that rocked London, a strange seduction, and an inexplicable passion. So, sounds really cool. It says, when Sarah Ashington's actress mother died after a devastating scandal, Sarah is left at her long-lost father's rambling ancestral estate to face the disturbing question of her own past. Then her father's death draws her into the Ceylon plantation, something like that, into the shadows of his strangely beckoning life, into a marriage of thwarted passion and danger, and finally into a legend from which there may be no return. So, looks pretty cool. This one's a little beat up, but it's called The Mask of the Enchantress. And this one says, the Maitlands lived dangerously, and I was a Maitland. I knew I was going to attempt this outrageous masquerade. I knew it was wrong, but I had to do it. So, that looks a bit cool. And then this one is The Secret for a Nightingale. She had the gift of healing others, if only she could heal her heart. It's got a really pretty cover. It says, in Victorian England, a woman's place is in the home. She dared to be different. So we'll see. Then this one is The India Fan. And it says, it was a beautiful, priceless heirloom that brought with her its possession, with its possession a curse. There we go. I can't speak, but it's got a cool cover. And then we have this one, The Captive, the new bestseller from the author of The India Fan. So look at that. India Fan. This says, storm-tossed into a mysterious adventure, she become love's willing prisoner. It's got a really pretty cover. Look at the bird. And it says, Rosetta knows little of the life beyond the schoolroom. So, until she finds herself shipwrecked off the coast of Africa. That could be interesting. And then the last one I have for Victoria Holt is The Black Opal. And this one, it says, abandoned as a baby, her exotic beauty prompted Hush whispers of gypsy blood, but lovely Carmel March, Carmel March remained shrouded in mystery. So we'll see. And this one I don't think is a romance, but I picked it up, and since it's here, I'm just gonna go ahead and throw it on here. And it's called House of Echoes by Barbara Erskine. I cannot pronounce it, but anyway, it says for fans of Barbara Michaels and Judith Hawks. And another person says a sensual chivalry thrill ride through a classic English country house. But I mean, it looks cool. That flower's like kind of cool. But it sounds like it may be a kind of suspenseful haunting of some sort from the back. And so it sounds kind of cool. Anyway. But yeah, that's everything that I got in my little impromptu book haul that I got today. These were all 25 cents each, so I spent $4 on all these books, and so that was pretty cool. And so I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe, and I will see you all in the next one. Bye.